now let's get the thoughts of the man who called more games with John Madden than anyone else. 21 seasons, 8 Super Bowls. Pat Summerall called with John Madden, and the winner of the Pete Rozelle Pro Football Hall of Fame Pete Rozelle Award is joining us on the phone right now. Pat, your thoughts on John Madden hanging up his headset?
Well, I was shocked to begin with when he called. I talked to him last night, and he called to tell me he was going to retire. Said he wanted me to hear it from him before I read it in the papers. I was shocked. I said the first reaction was, "Is your health okay?" And he said his health was not a factor, that he just felt it was time to hang him up. He said, among other things, that the grandkids had started to miss him when he was gone. And as I think in every case, when the grandkids start missing you, that's time to start thinking about other things. The kids is one thing, but the grandkids is something else.
What do you remember when he first walked into the booth with you? What was your first impression of John Madden, the broadcaster, Pat?
Well, the first game we did, I think, was in Tampa. It was a terrible game. It was the Buccaneers against the Giants, and there were no touchdowns, I think. But I was amazed. Number one, he was soaking wet with sweat. And I thought he was nervous about the broadcast, and I found out later that he was nervous about the height, because the height in the old Tampa Stadium was up so high, and John doesn't like heights, and as obviously he doesn't fly, so he doesn't like close quarters. So he was sweating like I couldn't believe, and I thought, this guy's got to. This business is not for him, because there are going to be pressure times, and this guy is nervous about being on, and I thought this is the wrong business. But once he began to talk, and once he started to relate what was going on, and as I said, it was a terrible game, I realized he was going to be pretty good, and I knew that he had that ability to communicate that so many broadcasters, so many players who turn broadcasters don't have, that I knew he was going to be something special before the game was over.
Lastly, Pat, I mean, so many retirees like to travel the world. We know he doesn't like to fly. We know he doesn't like heights. I don't know if he's a golfer. What do you think he's going to do with his spare time now, Pat?
I suspect that those grandchildren are going to fill a large void in his life because he was gone so much. As you know, he traveled by bus, and I think he'll fill his time with those grandchildren as much as anything else, because he doesn't play golf. He plays a little bit, but it's more of an afterthought than it is a hobby. So I think he'll spend the time with those grandchildren.
Pat, we appreciate the time and, of course, all the great times that we had with you and John Madden. I guess for all football fans, I have to say thank you.
Thank you very much.